Hey Flosstube, it's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on this Sunday, December the 27th. This is my last video for 2015. Yay! I hope everyone has had a good week. I know I was supposed to be back earlier this week for an update video. Ooh, hair in my mouth. Yeah. I'll explain why I wasn't in a little bit. Hope if you celebrate that you had a lovely Christmas. Ours was nice. It was, we got a lot of fun with friends and family. We had 4 days of 4 Christmases in a row between Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and yesterday and today, and a little bit Christmased out. Tomorrow, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. We're going to kind of recharge, which I think we desperately need. For those of you that haven't heard, Texas weather has been wonky, to say the least. That's a technical term, wonky. It had been really warm, like we were in t-shirts and sandals and stuff for Christmas. Lots of little girls in more of like Easter type dresses at Christmas Eve mass than Christmas dresses, just with how short sleeves and sandals and all that, because it was warm. And then it was warm on Christmas Day. And then yesterday it was humid, and last night tornadoes came through and storms came through, and it has been storming ever since. We are safe and sound here in our home. There's a lot of rain. There's going to be flooding around here, but we are otherwise okay. Had a close call with one of my family members with their property, but they're all okay. So, I've seen the graphic pop up on Facebook a couple of times with the map of Texas and the different weather colors on it, saying 12, 26, 15, the day Texas had all 4 seasons in one day, because you had parts of Texas that had blizzard warnings, you had parts of us that had tornadoes, parts of us that had warm, sunny summertime weather, some of us who had more like fall weather. It was just, it's been crazy. So, the weather today's been yucky, nasty. I'm kind of hoping it goes away soon. I don't need any more rain. So anyway, got a lot to talk about today for this last video, so let's go ahead and get started. I am recording this later at night. I slept really late this morning because I was up really late last night with hyper kids in the storm and all that, and sugar, lots and lots of sugar. It's been sugar craziness here, just with cookies and candies, and you know what Christmas gets. And then we had the last of the family get-togethers this afternoon, and I just knew I wasn't going to have time to put this together and do this, so I apologize for this being late. It also is going to affect the lighting in here some. Hopefully it won't start storming, and I can get this done before it does. Keep your fingers crossed. So I thought I would start, as always, with my Q&A. So this week I had several questions, as usual. First question came from B. Loretta 2PP. Hi. She asked if I was going to work on my whips during my year of starts. Yes, I am. It's in my year of starts video, I believe is where I put it. I have my rotation written down. There's also a rotation video of how I plan as of today to do my rotation in 2016. And my whips are included along with all of my new starts. So we'll see how successful that is. That's the plan at this point so far. Nicola Maltby asked if I have more than one pattern calling for the same specialty floss, do I buy one for each pattern? And the answer is typically yes. And that's for my weeks and my Gast and my Dinky Dyes, just because if I'm going to be working on multiple patterns at the same time, I want to make sure I have enough thread in that skein for that pattern. Now, that being said, if I've used a skein before and had lots left over and it goes back in my stash, I will go through my stash first before I go and buy something new. But if it's already in use, then yeah, I'll just buy a new skein for it. I'm slowly but surely going to be building up even more. I mean, I know I did a big chunk of it with Rainbow Stitchery, but a skein here or there with my Gast and my weeks especially, I would like to build up my collections of those, so that maybe I won't have to, but that is the plan. I usually have a fresh skein in each one. Same thing if I use Mo's. I will put fresh skeins in each pattern that I'm doing Mo's for, especially since sometimes when I'm using Mo's, I'm usually substituting it out for another color, and what I may substitute out, or what I may use a Mo's thread for to substitute in one color, it may be a completely different color in another pattern. So I just change them up as I need to, and I have skeins in each one as I need to. Cassandra Patrizio asked, would I be willing to share my conversions to Mo's sale on the patterns that I do it for? Sure. If I can remember all of them. I have written down which flosses I used, and sometimes I have picked out a floss that I was going to use, and then I picked something else out when I actually used it. Let me know which one you want a conversion for, and I'd be happy to do my best to write it down. Just let me know which one. MN Chaos asked, when I work on my chatelaines and I'm getting to the specialty stitches, how will working with the hoop work? Will the specialty stitches retain their shape? From my understanding, they should. And for now, I'm just going to be moving the hoop around and using it that way. I have one other piece right now that I'm doing that has specialty stitches in it, the Twisted Rainbow Sampler. And the hoop has covered some of the specialty stitches when I've used it before, and it's been okay. I will evaluate if something gets smushed and doesn't look right, I'll go back and fix it and learn my lesson from there. But for now, my intention is just to move the hoop around and do it as I need to. Then Nikki Stevens asked, what is my approach to choosing which colors I'm going to work on for my exploding TARDIS? Because with that piece, I have gone the route of picking one color, doing all of that color on one page, picking the next color, doing all of that color on the next page. My method really isn't that technical. I picked the top corner the top color in the top left corner and did all of that color. And then whatever the next color was on the top row is how I went. And once the top row was done, I went down the row on the side, the column, the far right edge. And I'm just going that way. Nothing super special or technical, but it seems to be working. The Nerdy Canadian asked a couple of random questions. Do I like purple? Yes. I do like purple. I prefer the royal colors, the deep jewel tones more than the pastels, but I do like purple a lot. Have a lot of purple fabric. Let's see, how will I teach the kids how to stitch? David has expressed interest, but every time we sit down to do it, he wants to go do something else. Teresa, I have started her before on a kit, and she sat down and she did it, and then she lost interest. I have little kits for them for whenever they do express interest again, and it's just going to be a sitting down, showing them. They've watched me stitch a lot. They understand a lot of the concepts of it. It's just a matter of sitting them down and doing it. If they're interested, I'm more than happy to teach them. So we'll see as they get a little bit older. I have a feeling this summer may be a big teaching time for them. We'll see. I'm out of bottles. And I'll probably not get to the store tomorrow because my battery in my van is dead. Anyway, then Nerdy Canadian also asked, do I like long dog samplers? Always a hard one to say. I've not seen a lot of their patterns, and the patterns that I've seen, I've liked okay, but I don't have any in my stash. I'll just say that. So I don't have a favorite. I don't have any of their patterns currently in my stash, and I'll leave it at that. And then my favorite scissors. Okay, so I know I scandalized people when I said I just use whatever needles came with my kits, and I just have a collection of kit needles. I use scissors like this. Your regular Fiskar scissors. I don't have any special embroidery scissors until I bought my first pair of little embroidery scissors. And did I put them over here somewhere? Did I? Maybe I didn't. I had to buy a little pair of embroidery scissors, like the little ones, the DMC gold end ones, and that are just the little pointed ones that I had to use to cut my fabric when I was working on fully making my Doctor Who clock into an FFO, which you're going to see here in a minute. But other than that, it's just the DMC. I just need something to cut the thread. And I've used, nail clippers for that when I've been on airplanes. So I'm really not that picky when it comes to scissors. So those are all my questions this week. Of course, as always, if you have any questions for me that you'd like to have me answer, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to get to them next time. So, we have a lot of things to show you guys today. We are going to start with FFOs, not just finished objects, fully finished objects. As you all know, I gave 3 Stitchy gifts this year. One to my husband, who I've already shown the screw calm and go running, which he was very happy about, and he has currently on display by our liquor cabinet, but hey, it works. Second one that I'm going to show you is my daughter's Letters from Nora T by Nora Corbett. Here it is. Oh, and there's reflection. I'm sorry, there's reflection. But there it is, all pretty and framed up. It's a really pretty purple frame, or purple matte, silver frame. I don't want you guys to see the reflection. But I got it done at Framing Memories in Plano. The owner is a stitcher, so she understands the importance of proper framing and stitching, and you guys can see all the reflection in the background, but oh well. So, yay, got that one done. Ignore the mess that is the reflection. And then I finished the Doctor Who clock for my son. Now, I'm going to have to go back, it's also a reflection on this one, and do a couple of adjustments because the clock hands don't want to move when it hits a certain point in the fabric. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more of adjustment on this, but he was thrilled. He hugged it and came running, it was running around the house, my Doctor Who clock, my Doctor Who clock. So yay, it's all finished too. I got the clock, it's a 10-inch clock that I got off of Amazon that was easy just to take apart and put it back together after I cut it all down. So yay, they're both done. And the kids were thrilled and they're going to go up in their rooms. And so yes, yay for FFOs. I also have finishes this week. Yes, finishes, plural, more than one. The first finish that I have for this week is the Snow White needle book from that Coffee Stitcher designed. This is all done in the DMC on 32 Lugana in sand from Picture This Plus. My goal this week is to turn this into a fully finished object. I've never made a needle book before. He has sent me some instructions, so I'm going to see if I can put it together. That's the goal, to have it done as an FFO, and if I get it done, I will show you guys next week in my video. There's a third piece that goes with this set. That's a scissor fob, and someone else was working on the scissor fob, so I haven't done that one at this point, and I'm not going to start it right now unless Garrett needs me to. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. And it's interesting to see the contrast between like Snow when she's done with the DMC, and then up here on the same piece of fabric, I had Snow where I did some of the substitutions out for her with Dragonfly Lotus. But you know, I think both pieces complement each other. So I'm going to work on getting these made into FFOs. And I'll show you guys when those are done. Then the other finish that I have for this week is my Zodiac. Yay! Here is the finally finished Walking Through the Stars Zodiac Sampler by Clouds Factory on 32 Belfast in Black Magic from Under the Sea Fabrics using flosses and silks from Mo's sale. And it's finished! Woohoo! I'm so happy with how this ended up turning out. I think it looks great. It's been a wonderful project to work on this year. I highly recommend it to anybody who likes the Zodiac and wants a year-long pattern like this. It's been great. And it's kind of, you know, it's one of those bittersweet things that it's now done because I'm not going to work on this anymore. Yes, I have 2 more annuals starting next year, and it's not like I have any lack of new patterns that I'm going to be working on. But, you know, it's that whole bittersweet end of a pattern feel thing. So, yes, those were my finishes for this week. The Winter Wonderland Stitch Along, I admit, I kind of flaked on because life got crazy busy with the holidays. I worked a little while longer on my Santa by Jim Shore from Mill Hill. Let me see if I can have something. So here's where I ended up stopping on him. I made decent progress. I think I probably got about 6 hours done on this. So I was happy with the progress because all I had before was his face, his beard, this little bit of white, and a tiny bit of the red up at the top of the hat. So I made some decent progress on this. Though that navy on navy was killing me when I was working on it. And there's a lot more where that came from. I was going to do, for the last week of the Stitch Along, I was going to work on my Skater's Village tree skirt. And I'm not going to do that now. Because I'm kind of Christmased out. It's, you know, I'm actually somewhat eagerly looking forward to being able to take down my Christmas tree now. A lot of stuff with family in 4 days. Just, I'm Christmased out. So instead of working on that, I've got a new start. Because, you know, I don't have any new starts coming up or anything. But here's my reason why I have this new start. I got some Stitchy Stash for Christmas presents from my wonderful brother and sister. and my sister gave me the Floss and Pattern for Happy Everything by Diane Arthur, which I had on my wish list in 123 Stitch, and she loved it. It very much speaks to her and her personality. So she bought me the pattern and she bought me all the DMC for it. And you know, I had to start it because I already had everything out ready for January and February, even all finished and kitted out, and I didn't want to wait for much longer to start it. So, you know, this is the piece that I'm going to work on the rest of this month until the 1st. So here we are. Here is Happy Everything by Diane Arthur, and I am doing this on, this is done on 28 cashel linen in Treasure Trove from Silk Weavers. So here's where I've gotten to this part, EVE and the part of the R. I'm using, at my son's insistence, his Jake and the Neverland needle minder that he got from Nifty Needle Nannies. So he insisted. So this is what I'm going to work on the rest of this week, because starting on Friday, the 1st, starts my new crazy rotation and the year of starts. And it's been a crazy time here, and I'm just kind of ready to relax and not focus on a bunch of different pieces for a few days so I can get ready for what's coming up ahead. So, and this will be my piece that I work on between now and Thursday, which leads me to plans. Friday is January 1st. And I debated whether or not I was going to show you guys this week what my plans are for the 1st and 2nd, which is Friday and Saturday, and then just do a regular weekly video on Sunday. But I decided, or if I was going to do a video on Friday to start the new year off, knowing that I would just do another video 2 days later. I decided to go that route. I will come back on Friday. I will show you where I ended up with Happy Everything, because that's the only piece I'm going to be working on between now and Friday. And that is when my new whip rotation will start up again for all of my current whips. That is when my year of starts will start up. So I will have a lot. It'll be when the stitch alongs that I'm doing will start up. The Chatelaine, the stitch along books starting up. The Magical Creatures will be starting back up again in January. So I've got a lot that starts on the 1st. So I figured I would just come back on the 1st and do a video, and then you'll get another video 2 days later. And then it'll just be my weekly videos on Sunday, unless, of course, something comes up for a stitch along for Stitch Mania. But for January, I think it's just going to be my Sunday videos, so that, with the exception of, you know, my preview video for February when all that stash comes in, because I've made the order for February. I have gone through and put all of my anticipated starts for the year of starts into my X-Stitch app, so they're all ready to go. And I've been asked before, and it's not, I should have maybe addressed it in the Q&A, but I will actually not have 366 different pieces by the end of the year next year. I have several pieces that are done in parts. I don't think January, I'm looking at a quick, January you don't really see it so much, but I know in February, there are several patterns that I'm starting in February that have multiple parts in it, and I will start a different part each month, or maybe 2 parts in February and then a month after that. So it'll be like 12 parts for a year, but it's one piece. But each month will be, I'm counting it as a separate start for each part of the pattern. So, you know, I will have less than 366 starts. I am carrying over 60 whips. I finished 15 in 2015, which is the most I have ever finished in a year. My goal, my loose goal, since I finished 15 and 15, it'd be awesome if I could finish 16 and 16. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold myself to, you must get this done. I have a lot of things in these starts that I'm planning for next year, and even in my current whips that are intended whenever they happen to be finished to be gifts. But you know, kind of like what I did with these ones this year, it wasn't really until the end of the year when I saw where I was on things that I really decided to push through to make things be ready for the end of the year. So we'll see what happens. I know there are tags out there about end of year review and holidays and all that. I'm so far behind on Flosstube. It's ridiculous. I haven't watched most of those videos yet. I'm only now getting into videos that say, hey, it's October. So that tells you something, especially since we're about to be in 2016. So forgive me for not doing a formal tag review for 2016 or 2015 review and 2016 heads up. But you guys know what I'm doing with the year of starts. Just go back to my year start, my January preview video for that. So that's pretty much all of the talky stuff that I have. The rest of the stuff that I have is stash acquisitions. I will start with my Stitchy gifts. First one I can't show you because it was a gift certificate. Garrett, aka Coffee Stitcher, was lovely and sent me a $25 gift certificate for 123 Stitch, which I will be putting to use. And once I get what I'm ordering for that, I will show it off. As I said, my sister gave me Happy Everything from Diane Arthur, as well as all the DMC for it. Of course, it's DMC, so it's already all, so I'm not going to show it off, but there's that. Then Kim, from Kimmy Kell Crafts, sent me this really cute little needle minder. Not sure, I don't want to get the reflection, but it's Queen of Everything. I mean, hello, Stash Queen. It's entirely appropriate, which I thought was awesome. My brother gave me Subversive Cross Stitch. I won't go through this book because it is not safe for work or children, but it's awesome. He wants me to do him a piece for him out of it. We will see. Then the lovely Liz from Dragonfly Lotus, who I completely scandalized for using needles that I just collect, sent me Bowen needles in both 28 and 26 for me to try out, which I thought was very sweet of her to send me those. And then, where did it go? Here it is. Julie from Nifty Needle Nannies, when she sent me my, I'll show you. I had ordered this Texans needle minder, but she sent this one along as well as a special gift, which I thought was very, very sweet. I like the angel, and really I can never have too many minders. So thank you everyone for the wonderful Stitchy gifts. I really, really, really appreciate it. Now the rest of this, things that I purchased, monthly stuff, orders that came in from sales, so sit back and get comfortable. When I was getting ready to kit up my, or when I, not kit up, but figure out how I was going to put together the clock for David's Doctor Who clock, I went to, I had two plans, plan A and a plan B. Plan A worked, and that was with using an actual clock and replacing the background. Plan B was I was going to build it out of a hoop. So I have a hoop. I'm taking the clock mechanism back, so I'm not pulling that out because it's downstairs for me to return. But I have a wooden hoop, which, you know, I can always use for framing something. And while I was at Michael's, or Joann's rather, I picked up these project cards that I use. They come in sets of 3. I've already opened this one and used 2 of them out of there. But this is what I use when I have a kit that doesn't have its own floss cards to put the floss in for organization. Let me find, where did I put that? Did I already throw it over there? I must have. The kit that I had for my Santa, did I really just throw that over? I can't reach it now, but I used them to write down what the colors were. It's easier to keep track of them. They're not that expensive. I got them from Joann's. They work great. I've used them on Dimensions kits and stuff too. I also picked up the Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas 105 Ideas. Yay! There's some really cool ones in here. Some of them I feel like I have seen before. I like this one. This is the bird bath. I think that's really cool. I liked that it was finished in a hoop. These were some cute little winter scenes that were cute. I mean, I'm happy. Well, I liked this one a lot. This one is a cushion. They did the baubles. I liked the colors. Speaking of purple, there's purple. So there's a lot of really good patterns in here. Like I said, some of them feel like I have seen them before in the magazines, but you know, that is way okay. So got that. Then in the mail, also forgot these. Sorry, gotta reach. Finishing fabrics. I picked up, they were having a sale on some of the little quilt bundles of pre-cut fat quarters and fat eighths for finishing fabrics. So I got this cute one in rainbow color, rainbow polka dots. I have this one, which has got some purples and grays and a cool like floral motif. I have some pinks. And then this one I actually bought if I was going to do the Doctor Who clock in the hoop. This is what I was going to use as the backing fabric to cover up the stuff because it's got the blues like the TARDIS. So these are all going in my stash for finishing fabrics. Something is going to show up from this in Garrett's needle book. I just haven't decided which one yet. Now the rest of this, okay, let me see here. Next I got... I've told you guys before, I am a member, I have signed up to get the auto orders of the Country Cottage Needleworks gingerbread series from Silver Needle, and that next one came through. This is Gingerbread House 1, which implies to me there will be another gingerbread house, at least one, and it came with a cute little peppermint button. But there's that one. Then I had placed an order at Moe's beyond my auto order for just one color, but 10 skeins of that one color because I have plans for it and I needed more skeins than what I had in my stash. So I got 10 skeins of Pinnacle Silk from Moe's sale. So I have plenty of silk for the pattern that I'm doing. I learned that lesson with the Zodiac. When I started out with it, I had the 3 skeins that were called for, and I was like, knowing me, that's kind of worrisome. I ended up starting my 5th skein by the time I finished it, so I was glad I had ordered extra. So I just wanted to make sure I had plenty available for the pattern I'm using it for next year. Then my monthly order came from Jottery. It's kind of a funny story. So here is the December 2015 limited edition. It's called Winter Solstice. It's really pretty greens and blues, very wintry colors. And then I was going through the rest of the threads that she had sent from the monthly order, and they're actually all the same threads that came with my November one already. So I'm not going to go through them again. I contacted Michelle and she, apologized for the mistake and said that when she gets back to work after the new year, because she's on vacation right now, as she should be, she would send me the correct flosses for December. So, and that I could keep these. So, yay! I'm not going to go through them all again because you just saw them with my last haul of Jottery designs. Then the next 2 things I have to show are from sales over... Well, I know one of them was over Black Friday weekend, and then I forget when Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie had their sale. But I'll start with Stephanie. I placed an order during Stephanie's last sale, Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. First off, the fabrics came in this really cool little drawstring bag. It's a hand-dyed with the official logo of Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It was just awesome. It was in this. It was great. I was thrilled. I am sure I will find uses for this. So thanks, Stephanie. And here are the fabrics that I ordered. This is Daybreak in a 32 Jobelin. Just really pretty purples and pinks and blues. A little bit shorter color back here with the white background. Very pretty. Then the next one was a 28 Jobelin in chocolate milk because I would use my chocolate milk in another pattern, and it's a good neutral fabric to have. I like the modeling in this one a lot. Okay, let's see if I can get better lighting. This is a little bit better. Not really. Sorry, lighting's awful this time of day. I'm trying to get it. That's a little bit better. Then I got a 32 Joblin in Sailor's Delight. Because based on the size that I ordered this, I think I ordered this for a specific piece, but I can't remember what. So here is all those light pinks and blues and purples. It's so pretty. I'm using another piece. I have Sailor's Delight in on another piece that is currently one of my whips, and it's really just a very pretty colors. I like it a lot. And I apologize if the colors aren't showing through as well as they usually do on videos. That's what happens when you're doing a video when it's pitch black dark outside. And then this one is a 28 Joblin. It's Pansies on Parade. I have loved this color for a while. Pinks and purples. It's so pretty. I may get another thing of this because it's just so pretty. And then the last piece that I got was actually a special order cut. It's a 24 by 45 cut of 32 Joblin in Toasted Almond. And this is for the piece in the Year of Starts that I don't start until March. But hey, so yeah, it's a big piece of fabric. But it's going to be a good piece. I'm excited. So, yay, Stephanie. I have another order pending from Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics of Sale Fabrics that are supposed to be coming soon. Plus, she announced today on her Facebook group that there are some colors that are going to be retired at the end of this year due to either not being high sellers or the dye that she uses for it is no longer made. So there's not a sale on them, but I plan on ordering a few pieces of those to have them in my stash. There a couple of them are colors that I do like a lot that I've just been waiting and haven't purchased yet, so I'm going to purchase a couple more. So the last order that I have is from the fantastic sale that Jeannie at Minding My Minders had over the Thanksgiving holiday. Her minders were wicked cheap, and I couldn't resist. So here we go. This first one is some of her tile minders. We've got a Statue of Liberty. We've got wine, which is how classy people get drunk. And then I love wine. Sometimes I even wear it. This one has a pretty little pink tree. Curiouser and Curiouser from Alice in Wonderland. And then this one, it's all we have to decide to do. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us from Lord of the Rings. Then this one is a pretty chandelier and a pretty pink and purple Fantasyscape and chocolates. This one, you're going to see a theme in the next two, are some really cute Star Wars ones. Yoda and an Ewok and Princess Leia. These are all obviously pre-Episode 7. And speaking of more Star Wars, Hello Kitty Star Wars with C-3PO and R2-D2 and another Princess Leia. Can you figure out who my favorite character is? Then this one has a Queen Amidala, as well as two from Merlin. This is the city of Camelot from the TV show Merlin. And then that's a silhouette of Merlin, and it says, in the land of myth and the time of magic. Great show. Then this one is a cute little Gemini minder, and a quote from Harry Potter, in dreams we enter a world that's entirely our own. Then this one has got the Rosie, We Can Do It, Uncle Sam, and a Texas with a heart, because I am the true Texan. And this last one are quotes from Jane Austen. And I have one from Pride and Prejudice, one from Sense and Sensibility, and one from Persuasion. The one from Pride and Prejudice is, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Sense and Sensibility is, it isn't what we say or think that defines us, but what we do. And Persuasion is, I hate to hear you talk about all women as if they were all fine ladies instead of rational creatures. None of us want to be in calm waters all of our lives. Very good quotes. So, that's all I got this week. So my next video will be on Friday. when I do a video with the update of the year starts, and keep going from there. And then I'll be back for my regular video on Sundays. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Stay safe wherever you are with the weather. Definitely stay safe on New Year's Eve. If you go out driving, make sure you have a designated driver. That's my only lecture I'm going to give you. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.